Have you ever wanted a PAL so powerful that the PAL deck deems it a miracle it's not a natural meat eater? Then look no further than the powerhouse that is Mossanda. A lovable grass panda that definitely packs a punch. Mossanda is a giant goofball in almost every way, from their graceful walk, the way they glide down ever so majestically, and my favorite of them all, the way they work at your base, from karate punching a tree to building with the tiniest hammer. Smaller than every other PAL's hammer. I mean, just look at it compared to a Pengullet or even Lamball. But don't let that fool you, because the PAL packs some serious heat. Mossanda's element is a grass type, meaning they specialize in grass element attacks and secondary ground attacks. From grass damage power punches to hurling ground damage rocks. Grass attacks are super effective against ground types only. It doesn't do extra damage to water types like it does in Pokemon, just normal damage. Furthermore, being a single type PAL means it takes extra damage only from fire attacks, and grass type attacks do reduce damage to fire type PALs. But now comes the true fire powers of Mossanda with its PAL ability, being able to ride and control the movements and skills of the giant panda, as well as controlling dual wield grenade launchers. Truly the pinnacle of game creation. These new tubes have a large AoE radius and deal some real damage with an added knockback and stun effect, meaning human enemies and PALs are unable to do damage or move for a brief moment. These explosives seem to affect any type and level of enemy, even the legendary Jet Dragon. However, don't spam your grenade launchers. Space out your shots, as enemies hit have like a second of immunity from any damage or any other effects, and you'd be wasting your shots or abilities. As you can see here, the first shot hits and the second shot does absolutely nothing, even though I'm hitting them spot on. Just something to look out for. Now, for being able to use the PAL's ability, you first need to craft the grenade launcher upgrade at the PAL Gear workbench. You'll need a total of 50 ingots, 20 high quality PAL oils, and 40 Paldium fragments. For the ingots, you need to smelt down some iron ore in a furnace. 2 ores make 1 ingot. Here are a few good spots for iron ore spawns. For high quality PALs, they can be acquired from slaying or capturing high quality PALs such as Relaxorus, Woollypops, and many more. I'll have a list on the screen here for the other PALs that drop high quality PAL oils. But if you don't have the heart to slay poor and innocent PALs, then there is a merchant that will sell you high quality PAL located up in the desert. Just remember to pack some heat and cold resist when traveling there. And lastly, for Paldium fragments, you can either mine them or crush them down from stone in the crusher. Once crafted, you pick it up and it's automatically slotted into your key items, taking up no space or weight in your inventory. As for the ammo of the PAL's ability, you actually don't need to craft any. They replenish over time when not in use. So don't be worried like I was the first time crafting this, worrying about how would I stock up on the ammo. The PAL automatically replenishes the ammo. So go crazy and have fun, as the ammo is basically free. Just give it time and it'll replenish. Now let's see how the PAL does back at our base. Mossanda has work stats of planting level 2, handiwork level 2, lumbering level 2, and transporting level 3, and food consumption of 5. Planting level 2 means they will keep those farms thriving well and planted, and with transporting level 3 they will help with transporting your delicious harvested plants back. However, they don't have any gathering levels, so that means they will only plant seeds and transport harvested plants. They will not harvest the plants themselves. You will need a middleman PAL to do that for you. And with handiwork level 2 means they will rush over when adding to or upgrading your base with the cutest little hammer ever seen. Quite rarely do they ever work at a crafting station or conveyor belt on their own. I've maybe seen it once. You have to specifically direct them to it. Yes, they can actually craft for you. I know you probably would have never known that if I didn't show you. It's kind of weird because you never see it. Lastly, level 2 lumbering means you have access to efficient wood collection to help stock up on wood when it's not planting seeds. All rounded up with a low food consumption of 5. Kind of blew my mind it was at that low of a level. I thought it was a much higher, like 7 or 8. Which for beginner players may seem like quite a bit, but by the time you're able to catch one, you'll actually see it's quite low for the amount of diverse utility it brings to your base. Overall, Mossanda is a jack of all trades when it comes to the plant labor at your base. They tend to prefer a mixture of lumbering and planting seeds, all synergizing well and efficiently. Planting seeds when needed, and with any free time straight to the lumber side to stay productive, all the meanwhile prioritizing new player structures with its cute little hammer. The beauty of Mossanda is that it's a great pal for your base, especially early to mid game when you have very limited amount of pal space and need pals to work on multiple tasks around the base. Now where to catch a Mossanda. Mossandas are located a little east of the center of the map, roaming in the open woodland mountains. Just following the main path of the main spawn point will eventually lead you there. Typically found in groups of 2, or for the truly insane players, even groups of 5, with their levels ranging from the mid to higher 20s. As for the level of spears you should use, at the minimum you should be using Giga Spears, preferably Hyper Spheres, as by then Mega Spears really fall off and the Mossandas will just smack your lower level spears away. You may encounter them for your first time around early level 20s, which may give you a false sense of confidence to take them on, but trust me, they are a force to be reckoned with, especially when over leveled to the player. Mossandas are hostile on sight to players, meaning they will attack and follow you at great lengths if they see you. Unless you have a menacing pal such as a Hellzephyr or larger pals, they will get spooked and typically run away. However, if they do aggro to you and then you summon a pal they're typically spooked of, they will still be aggro to you and continue to attack you or your pals. So my general strategy for catching one early is to take them on one-on-one. If you try fighting multiple at once, well, let's just hope there's a nearby teleporter tower for you to revive at. As for fighting them, they tend to have a slow but very hard hitting moveset that could even one-shot you or your pals if not well prepared. So it's best to be agile and attack from range like the musket or pistol, hide behind cover, shoot, move and hide as you reload, rinse and repeat. And if you're still using the crossbow as your main weapon or even lower like a bow, you're definitely in for a struggle bus. As for your pal support, they should mainly be used as a meat shield, taking away aggro and damage. Yes, they can possibly do a little bit of damage, but mostly their job is to take damage for you. This of course is for the players in the early to mid game. If you're in the level 30s or higher, then it should be easy to take on and you don't have to worry about anything. Overall, Mossanda is a great addition to your party as well as base. From its intimidating side to its also goofy vibe, they rightfully look a little intimidating at first, around the time you first should encounter like level 20s, but well worth a shot to try to come back for, as they do drop tomato seeds and are very helpful around the base. A great mount to move around with, absurd firepower grenade launchers that just magically appear, and keeping your base stay productive. It's a well worth pal that can easily be carried over to the late game bases. But I hope this video was insightful as well as entertaining to watch. If it was, consider leaving a like and subscribe to know when the next video will be out. Comment down any possible pals we could probably go over or what mechanics we can go over, as Palworld has me hooked and I will definitely keep making content. I was your host Adan, and I'll see you in the next video. Toodaloo!